If you've watched any of our other training courses, you know how much emphasis we place on thorough and systematic organization. Trailers require the same effort in this area, but the methods used are quite a bit different from a typical long-form editing project. You need to know the movie inside and out before you can effectively plan how to market it. The goal is to have connections start happening in your brain for ways that seemingly disparate parts of the film can be rearranged, combined, and juxtaposed to create the most effective trailer. That only starts to happen once you've become intimately familiar with all the key dialogue lines and shots. Let's take a look at the organization process for two different types of people: editors and non-editors. If you're a non-editor, such as a producer, director, or filmmaker, you'll be helping to plan or oversee the trailer, but won't be doing the actual cutting. As such, you won't need to worry about organizing the visuals and audio in the editing program. But there are still some things you can do. Watch the feature or short film, and as you do so, take notes of key dialogue lines, key visuals, and key moments that are exciting, funny, scary, emotionally powerful, or just help to clearly tell the story. These will be all the key ingredients in developing a structure for the trailer and determining the best way to position the film for your audience. If you're the editor on the trailer, you've got a bit more work ahead of you. First, of course, watch the film. Try to view it fresh, as an audience member might be seeing it. Next, you're going to need to create an extremely thorough and granular breakdown of all the dialogue and key visuals to fully prepare for cutting a trailer. Starting with the dialogue, you'll need to subclip or otherwise mark each line from the feature. Label the line starting with the character's name, followed by the line that they deliver, like this. The goal is to have every single line in the film typed out and searchable using a text find function. You'll use this breakdown for a number of things. First, you'll use it to find lines in the film that tell the story clearly. This will sometimes require taking two lines that exist in very different areas of the feature, like these two.
You're the same as me, only better. Don't tie yourself.
And combining them into a new line or cobble.
You're the same as me, only better. Untie yourself.
Okay, untie me.
You're the same as me, only better. Untie yourself.
You'll also use this breakdown to find miscellaneous character reactions that you can use to play off otherwise unrelated moments in order to create energy, interest, and humor. For example, here, the shot of Po training his kung fu students is taken from one section of the film. But he has a line in a completely different part of the movie where he says, "Nobody said this was going to be easy." We can combine the kung fu scene with Po's line to create an entirely new packaged moment for the trailer. Check it out.
Nobody said this was going to be easy.
You'll also use it to find individual words or even fragments of words that can be used to cheat new phrases or words that don't even exist. For example, you might want a character like Agent 47 to pluralize the word assassin.
Assassin.
By adding an S, which you'll need to search for using the character's name and the letter S.
Catch-a-vandis.
Here's a good S sound.
Catch-a-vandis.
You could add the S to the word
Assassins. Assassins.
and now you've got a plural,
Assassins.
which you might need to craft a particular version of the story in your trailer. So once you've got your entire film, I mean every single line by every single character, typed up and organized in your bin or folder, you'll also want to go through and color code, label, or mark your very favorite lines. That means the lines that are the most useful, interesting, funny, or emotionally charged. I like to mark my favorite lines green, like these, and other potentially useful lines yellow. Of course, you can customize this process however you like, but the important thing is to have a process and stick to it. So now that you've got your dialogue broken down, you'll want to break down your visuals as well. Unlike the dialogue, we're not going to break down and label every single shot, just your favorites. Now, exactly how you choose to mark and organize these shots is a matter of personal preference. Some editors prefer to create a number of sequences, labeled according to the type of shots they contain. Then, go through the feature cutting wide scope shots into the scope sequence, interesting accent shots into the accent sequence, and good character shots into the character sequence, which you'll probably want to arrange in your sequence by character, and a number of other sequences that are appropriate and relevant to the content in your particular film. Some editors prefer to take a faster approach and just use markers or locators to tag their favorite shots in their feature. Then they just bounce between them quickly when they're looking for a good shot to use. This isn't quite as detailed and organized, but if you have a short film, it's probably all you need. Or if you're on a tight deadline to cut a trailer quickly, it might be your only option. Generally though, it's best to break down all the different types of shots into different sequences so you can access them quickly according to the category they fall into as you're piecing together the trailer. Now, the exact movie you're working with is going to dictate which specific categories you'll be using to organize your shots. You can think of these shot categories a bit like a painter's palette, which you'll use to fill in the trailer. With pretty much every movie, you'll want to mark shots of the following types. Scope shots, which basically means wide shots, landscapes, cities, skies, and the like. ID shots, which are powerful shots of your main characters. Accents, which are any movements or interesting actions that can be placed on a musical beat or audio accent in the piece. Examples include eyebrow raises, slamming hands on a table, opening or closing a door, throwing a knife, turning a head, and so on. Now, with specific trailer genres, you'll also add additional categories of shots to your breakdown sequences. In a comedy, you might have another sequence of reaction shots from characters and funny physical gags, whereas in an action movie, you'll want to break down your visuals by specific types of action, like guns, fights, chases, and so on. The categories you use to organize your visuals should always be specifically tailored to the shots and moments that your film has to offer. As I said before, cutting a trailer is about combining these lines, shots, and moments from multiple areas of the film in the most interesting way possible. You need to be able to access everything quickly based on how it'll be used in your trailer, not based on where it occurs chronologically in the movie. Something very important you should remember is that 9 times out of 10, you'll get the idea for exactly how to position and structure your trailer as you're creating the breakdown. It's actually a very meditative process where your focus is 100% on the film, so good ideas are very likely to come to you at that point. Coming up in the next lesson, we're going to take a step back and look at the big picture of planning a trailer. How should we position the movie? That is, what is the main concept? What is the main tone? And who is this movie for? Alright, I'll see you in a bit.